What's up, ladies? Welcome back to another Modest Kid video where we walk, talk, and dress with intention. And I'm your host today, Modest Kid. Today we're talking about 5 ways on how not to get burned out. Number 1, stop pouring from an empty cup. Love others as you love yourself. To love yourself, you have to pour into yourself. And if you're constantly and consistently pouring into others and not pouring into yourself, that's not self-love. That's not a form of loving yourself. And if you can't love yourself, it's hard for you to love others and to show others that love. So if you keep pouring and pouring and pouring into people, you will run dry if you don't take a moment to pour into yourself. And the reason why I say this is because the people around you, like your kids, your moms, and your dads, and even you don't deserve to show up as the burnt out version of yourself, the tired, exhausted, I'm just halfway here version of yourself. You deserve to show up 100% for you, and also for like your kids and family as well. But you don't deserve to show up halfway. You deserve to be able to show up 100%. And in order to do that, you have to pour into yourself with self-care, self-love, any way to give yourself a minute to think. That will help you not be so burned out. It's okay to take a break. Rest is not a reward, it's maintenance. You need to rest to show up as the best version of yourself. And this is funny to me because I have always felt like, dang, I don't get to rest. I can't rest. I have to grind. I have to keep going. I need a job. I need more. I need to make sure I have a second job. I gotta hit this money goal that I have. And then now, after having kids, now it's like, okay, I gotta get up for my kids. I gotta get up. And now that I've learned that I can't keep doing that, I can't keep running on empty, like literally, like. And I learned to actually start pouring into myself, taking more care of my self-care, taking more time with me. You know, I feel way better. Life is way better mentally for me. So rest is not an option. It's not a choice. It shouldn't be a reward. Rest is maintenance. Rest is needed for you to show up as the best version of yourself. Number 2, set boundaries without guilt. John 2:24, it says, Christ did not entrust himself in them. He loved people. Christ loved everyone, but he didn't entrust himself into everyone. He set boundaries and didn't feel guilty about it. Christ did not give everyone full access to him. He made sure that he was able to separate and set boundaries with certain people. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that not everybody deserves full access to you. Not everyone is going to get a yes from you, and that is okay. You have to protect your peace, your time, and your mind like it's gold. Number 3, lighten your mental. I want to add double-mindedness to this. It's not the whole story, but it can cause double-mindedness. When your mind is filled with so much and you're not able to declutter it or even think straight, it can create a form of double-mindedness. James 1:8 talks about a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This equals to scattered thinking, second-guessing yourself, difficulty making decisions, and feel pulled 10 different ways at once. How to lighten your load. Number 1 would be try to write it down. I'm gonna be honest. One thing that I love to do is write things down. It helps my mind. It helps me declutter things. It helps me get rid of things. It helps me work through things. And another thing I like to do that's not on here is I like to vent to God. I will talk to God all day, and it's called praying without ceasing, but I would definitely sit there and I'm talking to God. I'm just talking to God. I'm talking to God. I'm talking to God because he's the only one who could fix this. So I always try to confide in him, and writing things down and talking to him definitely helps declutter my thoughts. Have a simple routine. Simple routines are very good. Routines are good in general for your brain, but having a simple routine definitely does, 1, keeps you on track, stops procrastination, and definitely helps you get things done. When you have a double-minded, when you have such a big mental load, it's so hard to put everything in a folder and get everything done. So having a simple routine every day is easier to put things where they need to go. Stop trying to remember everything. It's okay to give your brain space. And this is why writing things down, this is why posting things on the wall, this is why even notes in your phone. Give your brain space to just be. You don't always have to think. You don't always have to be running on 1,000 and 100. To sit and let your mind just breathe. What I would do is I would sit outside and I would just breathe. And I would clear my mind and I would just breathe for at least 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, for a few minutes, and just be there. You know, just be there. And sometimes, you know, I would be there with God. Like, I want to hear your voice. Before I even do anything else, I want to hear your voice. Before the day even ends, I want to hear your voice. This is a moment that I'm giving to you so that I can hear your voice, because I talk a lot to God. So sometimes he needs a minute to talk to me. If I'm always talking, it's like, how can he get a word in, right? I'd be so rude. But he needs a minute. So I give him that minute, and I try to do it. I was doing it consistently, then I stopped for some odd reason. But because, like, for whatever reasons. But giving God a minute, especially in the mornings before your day even starts, before the day starts, it will really help with your mental. You know? Number 4, do something for you. Nobody else but you. Do something for you. Don't shape your life to make others happy. Do something for yourself to remind yourself, hey, I still matter. Hey, I'm still here. I'm not a... Recently, I met this lady and she was talking about how she was talking to God, and how she said, like, hey, I give and I give, and I talk to God about how I give and I give. I don't get the same thing back from others. And instantly I thought, you're a giver. You know, sometimes we have assignments, we have... God give us a purpose in life, and some people are givers. I looked at her nails, and you know, when she was talking, I'm listening to her, and then I looked at her nails and I'm like, okay, she does give to herself. You know, like, she takes her time to get her nails done. She takes her time to get her hair done. That is important, especially if you're a giver, a person who constantly, consistently gives, because that is what God has you to do. That's what we all supposed to do, but some people are meant to do it way more than others, and that is okay, because you have to remember, when you give, God gives back abundance, you know. But you have to pour into yourself. You have to make a day for yourself, an hour for yourself, some time for yourself. And I love the fact that even though she gives, she also gives to herself. And that's how we're supposed to be, ladies. We're not just built to continue to pour and pour and pour and pour and pour and pour and pour into people. You don't have much. You don't have that much to be pouring in, so you need a minute to get yourself back together, to gather your thoughts, to pray, to lean on God. Because listen, life is hard. We're not as strong as we think we are. We cannot get through this alone. We have to lean on God, and God pours into you. He will renew your mind. He will renew you. He'll also pour into your cup. It will overflow. You'll have plenty to give, but you have to seek him. You have to take a moment and seek him. Do something for you outside of your responsibility. I am a mom and I was a wife, so I know what it feels like to consistently and all the time pour into somebody, and to the point that you lose yourself. And it's not okay. It's not okay to lose who you are, because some people don't get to find that person. Some people don't get that person back. Some people don't find themselves. Some people get so lost and so deep that they can't find themselves again, you know. And we have to make sure that we make time for ourselves. It does not mean you don't love your kids. It does not mean that you don't love others. But you're going to have to say no this time. You're going to have to say no today. You're going to have to say not right now. You're going to have to say, hey, I'm choosing me. And it's okay. Number 5, let go of perfection. I love this one. Romans 3:23 says, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Basically, that means that, listen, sis, okay, you cannot be perfect. Okay, listen, I know. I understand that you want to, but you can't. We can't. We're not perfect. It does not matter how much we try every day to try to accomplish every single thing. Some days we can, others we can't. You know, and hey, it is okay not to be perfect, because God loves you anyway. He doesn't want perfection. He does not need you to be perfect, because you can't. He needs you to be willing. He needs you to be a fighter. He needs you to get up and still, even though you're tired, even though you're a little late, even though you messed up yesterday, he wants you to still get up today. He wants you to still consistently put him first. He wants you to keep going diligently. I just read a scripture and I can't remember it, but it's about running your race diligently, especially in your patience. Like, if you're being patient, if you're going through your patience season where you gotta wait a little bit, you gotta keep running your race. You gotta run your race like it's the last day. You gotta keep running your race. You gotta make sure you're not just laying around, because I just went through a patient period and I'm probably still in it, but where I had to wait for God, and I'm telling you, I got so bored. Like, I was in here bored, so I started watching All American, and I'm just into All American all over again. And God brought it to my attention that this is not a time to just be sitting around watching TV. Like, this is not a time. I'm supposed to be seeking him. I'm supposed to still be praying and still chasing after him. That is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be praying for the blessing that he's about to bless me with. So it's like, I say all of that to say, and once he said those things, he didn't even say it, but it sounds like he did. I read it. Once I knew that, I got up and, I looked at my actions and I said, Lord, forgive me. And he forgave me, and now I'm up and I'm moving, and I know not to just sit there and just be waiting. And sometimes you get knocked down, and it's okay. It's about what you do when you get up. Are you going to keep going back and over and over? It's okay to put your all into something, to go hard for something, and it still not be perfect. Sometimes good enough is enough. You feel me? Like, listen, we do our best, okay? And if you need somebody to tell you, I am here to tell you, you are doing great. You are doing the best that you can. Every day, if you wake up and do the best that you can, that is enough. And can't nobody tell you ain't doing enough. Can't nobody tell you ain't going hard enough. You are doing enough. You are doing the best that you can, okay? And that is okay. And that may look different for everyone, but it's okay. Something to tell yourself is, I may never be perfect, but I can grow, I can mature, and I can walk in my purpose. And that's all that God wants for us. He wants us to grow, mature from the situation, and walk in the purpose that he has for you. Burnout does not come from doing too little. It comes from doing so much, and over time, you burn out. It's time. It's time for us to unplug from others in the world and to renew our strength in God. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to remove yourself for a while. It is okay to breathe. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to be alone with your thoughts. It's okay to work through these things. It's okay. Okay? And it's okay to renew yourself in God. God will restore you. He will restore you, and he will fill your cup so that you're able to pour into everybody that you know. Alright, ladies, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my social medias down below. And oh my gosh, I almost forgot. One thing I want to show you guys is this flyer. It's called Women with a Purpose. And well, it says Women with the Purpose, but it's really Women with a Purpose, but it's cool. It says, it's a welcoming space for women to grow, heal, and discover purpose. It's located in Chester, PA, and it's hosted by me. It says, all women are welcome, come as you are, always come as you are. It says, let's find your purpose. Join us for open conversations about protecting your peace, faith and personal growth, stewardship, and wise giving. And wise living. Finding yourself and your purpose, encouragement, and community with other women. So I started up again. I don't think I recorded it, but when I was 19, I started a modesty class where I was teaching young ladies about their modesty and about God, And one girl, she was a little on the heavier side, and she was beautiful, amazing. And she said to me, well, I have to dress very like seductive or very like immodest to get boys to like me. And long story short, I was telling her like, hey, no, if they don't like you, then you're actually getting the wrong attention, and just things like that. I wasn't prepared, and I told myself I can't. Who am I to be talking to these people? Like, and I told myself I can't be giving advice. It sucks. I don't know everything. I can't do it. Like, and I couldn't tell a girl that she was beautiful enough that she didn't have to show her body, and I gave up that day. I had my little cousins. Some of my little cousins that joined that day, they said, when are you starting back? Years later, you know, I never started because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like, who am I to give advice? Who am I to tell anybody what to do? Who am I to do that, right? When I can't even get life right myself, y'all. Like, I'm working through it myself. I'm trying to get this done. I'm trying to get through this just like you. We are all in the same boat. Whether people like to believe that or not, we are all in the same boat. We're all trying to get through this. So I told myself, I'm never giving advice again. So I started asking God what my purpose was. And I said, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And you know, he put me back to modesty. And I was like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna get back into modesty clothing. I always wanted the clothing line. I'm gonna get back into it. And the Holy Spirit just started convicting me. And I said, I'm fighting with myself, y'all. When it's time for you to find your purpose, when you ask God for something, he's gonna make sure you hear him. Like, he's not gonna force it, but he's gonna make sure I told her, you know? So I'm like, and in my mind said, you have to give advice. You have to talk about this. And I said, no, I don't want to give advice. I don't want to talk about my life. I said, I want to be the person that's seen and not heard. I don't want to be seen. I mean, I don't want to be heard. I don't want to be heard. Like, and I'm going back and forth in the bathroom and also over here because I spend a lot of time in this area. I'm going back and forth with God and with myself, with my spirit. Like, I said, God, I don't want to, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to focus on clothes. And slowly but surely, God just started convicting me. And I said, Lord, okay, you know, I'm not gonna cry. But I said, Lord, you know what? I'm gonna do what you want me to do. I said, I'm done fighting. Because if I keep trying to go my own way, nothing's gonna work. And it's gonna get harder because you're not playing with me. Every time I try to do something, God makes it clear this is not for you. This is good. You know, you're almost there, but this is not it. This is not where I want you at. And if you know me, I did nails. I had a business. You know, just so many things I have done. I was baking at a point in time. I was I was just baking at a point. Like, it's so many things that I was doing. And I'm like, Lord, like, and he was like, this girl, you know, and basically he told me that this is what he want me to do. And now I'm back on YouTube. I'm back giving advice like I started in like 2017, 2018. And I said, dang it, you know, I'm like, but this is where he wants me. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna run my race. I'm gonna run this race with confidence. I'm gonna be courageous and brave and bold. And there's no limits. There's no limits to what God is gonna, how far this can go. And I'm not scared anymore of questions. I'm not scared that I may not know the answers. It's okay. And I'm saying this because I really want women to know that it's okay. One, it's okay that people may see you doing something different. All your labor is not in vain. Everything you've ever done, it will be used in the future. May not use it right now, but it will be used. That business, those businesses that I've started, will be used in the future, you know. And your labor is not in vain. And I'm saying this because I want you guys to walk in your purpose. I want you to do what God has for you. And God has made it clear that this is what I need to do. And if you are located in Chester, PA, I'm hosting a women's program that I teach women how to find their purpose. That is my goal, is that when women leave, they have at least some type of direction and some type of way of like finding their purpose. I want women to know your environment does not determine who you have to be, or it does not limit you. You know, you are still able to move out of the country. You are still able to be whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, regardless of where you live at, regardless of how you grew up, We can't let the way that we grew up determine the way that we will end up. No, I say no. So that is why I host. That's why I'm hosting this. That is why I'm going so hard for it, and because God made it clear this is where He wants me, whether I like it or not. So now over time, I love this. I love being able. I always want to help women, and this is where I have to be. This is where I'm at. So I am so excited though. Like, I am so excited to be doing this, and I'm not scared anymore. And I pray that this gives you motivation to walk in your purpose. I pray that this gives you motivation to know that you can be whatever you want to be. All right, ladies, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.